Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, I say. So, good morning, everyone. This is Korean. I'm going live today from Tiju's Academy, Tiruvalla branch. Hope you guys are doing good. And today I'm going to speak about or talk about the linking words for IELTS speaking. I have a few word lists and some tips how you can improve your linking words in your speaking sessions. So, let's start today's session. Okay, so what are linking words? Linking words serves as a verbal glue that holds your ideas and phrases together. They aid in making connections between your sentences and are crucial in demonstrating your ability to organize your thoughts cognitively in the IELTS test. There are sometimes referred to as cohesive or connecting devices. Although many linking words can be used in both speaking and writing, some should only be used in writing and others should only be used in speaking. So, endane linking words. What are these linking words? Linking words are something like, most commonly the words that we use is and, so, right? So, these are, I've created a list of linking words for you guys that will help you in your IELTS test. And this will be connected to your fluency and the grammar part as well, where you will be assessed. So, namakku nokam what are the linking words that I have set up for you. So, here is a list of tips and models of connectors or linking words for IELTS speaking to help the examiner follow your ideas and concepts while giving the speaking exam. You will require some basic linking words and phrases that are spoken naturally. The linking words or connectors for IELTS speaking are very basic and informal. When it comes to writing, there is a different set of linking words which you cannot use in your speaking, vice versa. So here it's basic and informal in the speaking part, but in writing you have to be formal. Writing when you do the writing part, the task 1 and the task 2, whether it's general or whether it's your academic, it's different. So there's a list that I've prepared, and most of the time here when when in the offline classes, one-to-one sessions, in the speaking sessions with our students here in the Tiju's Academy Tiruvalla branch, each criteria are judge. We judge each criteria. All the trainers here judge each criteria. And for example, if a student is weak in the linking words or connectors, we give them a list of linking words and connectors that they can use and practice and then use it in the examination. So there are many offers as of now. You know that in Tiju's Academy Tiruvalla as well as the Maveligakara branch, we are having a promotion or an offer that's going on now. It's called the Success Bundle offer, where all the offline students can access online classes as well. They are given free online classes also. So if you cannot make up for your offline sessions here at the academy, at the institute, you can easily access your online portal and cover up your missing classes. So these linking words will help you in your examination. So there is a list that I have prepared for each scenario, for when you can use what kind of linking words. For example, when you want to give additional information, you have talked about one thing. Now you want to give an additional information apart from the one that you have already given. Information, if you want to give another information, what are the linking words or what are the linking words you can use in your IELTS speaking? So for giving additional information, you can use as well as, and, also, another reason is. Instead of using those common words like and also, it's always good. Another reason is as well as. That's for giving additional information. When you're talking about time, when you're talking about time, you can say at the moment, right now, at present, these days, nowadays, in the past, now, before, years ago, when I was younger. You can say these linking words and phrases when you're talking about time. At the moment, right now, at present, these days, nowadays, in the past, now, before, years ago, when I was younger. So for giving additional information as well as, and also another reason is, so according to the situations, what kind of linking words and phrases you can use. For citing or giving an example, for instance, like is a common word. I would suggest not to use it, but I just gave it because it's basic word on it. It's always good not to use like. For instance, such as, for example, being clear, as I was saying, what I want to clarify is, what I mean is. So these are for citing or giving examples. ആ സമയത്ത് നമുക്ക് ഈ linking words use ചെയ്യാം. And when it comes to being clear, so when you want to be clear, when you have already said it, when you want to be clearly saying out, when you want to say clearly something, you can say, as I was saying, what I want to clarify is, and what I mean is. When you want to point your view, when you want to view, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു വ്യൂ പോയിന്റ് കൊടുക്കണമെങ്കിൽ, if you want to give a viewpoint, you can say, as I was saying, what I want to clarify is, what I mean is. And then for concessions and contracts, although parayam, but that's a very common linking or a connector. On the other hand, although, while, or for concessions and contracts. And for causes and solutions, ഒരു cause and solution നമ്മൾ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, for example, usually you can use these words. Most probably you'll be using this for your follow-up sessions. Follow-up-ലായിരിക്കും ഇത് കൂടുതൽ use in the causes and solutions on your part 3 session, right? That's because because the best way to solve this is, I guess the only answer is to, it was caused by. I suppose the best way to tackle this problem is, I guess it's because, the main reason is. So these phrases, these connectors or these linking words or phrases can be used in your part 3 session, where you have to discuss a lot with the examiner, because as you all know, in part 3 you need to extend your answers. Like for example, in part 1 ആണെങ്കിൽ it's a short discussion. അവിടെ yes and no, likes and dislikes ആയിരിക്കും. The maximum you can say is 2 or 3 sentences is the maximum what the examiner is expecting from you. But when it comes over to your part 3, that is your follow-up session വരുവാണെങ്കിൽ, അവിടെ the examiner expects you to talk in length. കുറച്ച് കൂടുതൽ sentences are expect ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So there, for causes and solutions, you can use these linking words and phrases like, because the best way to solve this is, and I guess the only answer is to, it was caused by, I suppose the best way to tackle this problem is, I guess it's because the main reason is. All these linking words and phrases, it has to be answered, or when you are giving out the answers, or when you're speaking with the examiner, make sure it goes with the context. എപ്പോഴാണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്, you should come to know. These are just a few that I have prepared, and the list is endless. As I mentioned before, ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, here at Tiju's Academy നമ്മൾ ഓഫർ ഒക്കെ നടത്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക ഇപ്പം. So it's called the Success Bundle offer, where offline students can avail online classes as well. So here, when we take these offline classes, 1-to-1 sessions എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ, we hand out printouts കൊടുക്കും about linking words and phrases, so that whenever they are practicing at home or in the academy here at Tiruvalla, they practice it with these linking words. This is how they get a better band score, because initially you all will be using the basic linking words and connectors like and, but, or, like, right? So as you progress, 1-to-1 sessions kudikondirikkumbo, they start incorporating all these linking words in their daily practice speaking sessions. Ella practice sessions they start using these linking words and phrases. So what happens is the bands increase slowly. So ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയും mock test നടക്കാറുണ്ട്. Every week there's a mock test for all our IELTS students here. We run through all the 4 modules. 4 module ആയിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ എടുക്കുന്നത്. That is your speaking, writing, listening as well as the reading. So every week we assess the students' progress. അവർ എങ്ങനെയാ starting from the first week itself അവർ ഈ mock test എടുക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങും. So you have 1 month, ഒരു മാസത്തെ courses ഉണ്ട്, 2 months ഉണ്ട്, 3 ഉണ്ട്, we have 4 months also. And as I mentioned before, each week this mock test, they learn and they grow gradually and they get better scores. So initially when a candidate comes in, ചിലപ്പോൾ അവരുടെ സ്കോർ കുറവായിരിക്കും, but ഓരോ മോക്കും ഓരോ പ്രാക്ടീസ് സെഷൻസ് in speaking or writing or listening or any other reading module, right? As they practice and take other mocks, immediately the scores start increasing. Maybe when they start off with our band score 5 or 4 ആയിരിക്കും, but every week a gradual progress on it. By the time the course is over, the classes are getting over, they reach their desired scores of 7, 6.5, 8 easily. So what I said is, and when you're practicing, it's always good to, I'm not saying online classes are bad, but then offline classes edukumpo what happens is you get the attention better when it's compared to an online classes. So here in Tiju's, as I mentioned, this bundle offer that we are running now for the offline classes in the academy, you also have access to online classes as well. So here, as I mentioned, normally list of words ellam kodukum so that they practice it and they get better and get good band scores. So as I mentioned, causes and solutions was for your part 3, where you need to talk a lot, you need to extend your answers and give at least a minimum of 5 sentences paranjirikkanam. So here you can use in the part 3, the follow up session, you can use the causes and the solutions in avati nammal parayumbo, because the best way to solve this is, I guess the only answer is to, it was caused by. I suppose the best way to tackle this problem is, I guess it's because, and the main reason is, and the list is endless as I mentioned. Then you have, if you want to express an idea expression, I think the main difference between A and B is, right? Oru idea രണ്ടാമത്തെ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ആണ്. If you want to view രണ്ട് സാധനം നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, so the difference between A and B is, I think one difference is ഒറ്റൊരെണ്ണമാണെങ്കിൽ, which one, I guess one important thing is, so this is for your idea expressions, where you can use these linking phrases and connectors. Okay, now what does it say? Make sure your linking words are varied and appropriate for the context. For example, the words notwithstanding, hereby, hence and correspondingly seem more natural when written down than when spoken. Yes, so writing, as if you all know, when you're practicing, so if you're going for your writing, you have to have linking words, as you know, because you cannot repeat the same word over and over. And when you want to link or connect two sentences, you will be using words. When these words like notwithstanding, hereby, hence, correspondingly, right, it looks, or it's, when the reader is reading it, it's fine. But when you're speaking, it doesn't sound natural. A natural aitalla namakku thonu. So I would suggest, right, writing that formal words that you're going to use in your writing, don't bring it over to your speaking sessions, because speaking is something like more of a semi-formal or an informal speaking area, where there is a discussion between you and the examiner happening, where the examiner is asking you many questions and you're answering many questions. So here when you use these words, it doesn't come out naturally. So the examiner can immediately make out you're forcing these words. Normally words force you to connect or to use those linking words. Normal force you. So it's always good to be a little informal when the speaking part comes in. So make sure the writing in the connectors, don't put it over on your speaking sessions. So that's what it is. So make sure your linking words are varied and appropriate for the context, and it has to be appropriate for the context also. And these words like notwithstanding, hereby, hence and correspondingly seem more natural when written down than when spoken. Okay, next, some tips for using linking words in IELTS speaking. So as I mentioned before also, the list of linking words that I gave you, that's just a brief, a short linking words, and because it's not possible for me to give all the linking words here in the online or the live sessions. So it's always good if you join offline classes, join Giovanni here at Tiju's, you will be getting the list in a PDF, or you can get it in the hard copy, you can print it out and use it in your practice. So or else you can also get it online in Istanbul or platforms only. You can search and you'll get those linking words, and you can practice it every day at home or in the institutes that you go. So some tips for using linking words in IELTS speaking. Avoid using formal linking words for answers to questions that are simple and ask you about yourself and your life. So same thing here. So formal linking words use ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും നല്ലത്, because short answers ആയിരിക്കും. When simple questions like examiner is going to ask you simple questions about yourself and your life, you don't need to give long linking words or difficult pronouncing linking words idandi avashyamilla, because it is just 2 or 3 sentences na avashyamullu avade. You don't need to be too flamboyant ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഒത്തിരി വലിയ difficult linking words idandi avashyamilla. Anyway, the linking words that's used for writing should not be used here in the speaking part. Okay, the second tip: you need not worry about repeating linking words in IELTS speaking, as this is not similar to IELTS writing. Yes, very true. In writing, as you all know, you need to achieve a task, and in that task achievement section നമുക്ക് task achieve ചെയ്യണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ task finish ചെയ്യണം, and then all you all know repetitions നമുക്ക് score അത്ര കിട്ടത്തില്ല. If you're repeating the same word over and over again, or the same linking words over and over again, you're not going to get good scores in your writing module. But in IELTS speaking, you can go ahead and use it. Why? Because it's something like an informal talk that you're having with the examiner. And the third tip: the most basic and common linking words for speaking are but, and, because, like, also, etc. These are the most common ones. You can use this, and everyone uses it. Even I use it, or all the people who speak English use this, right? But it's always good to be a little advanced and use a little advanced linking word, because the examiner will know that you're good in your English. Okay, like as a linking word is used to give examples in IELTS speaking only, and not in IELTS writing. So like parayna word on like, you're not going to use it in your writing sessions. You can only use it in your speaking, because it's a linking word to give examples. And speaking namakku use cheyam, but not in your writing, because that's not formal. Adu namakku formally writing varumo task 1 or task 2, it won't sound formal. Okay, and the next tip: you might not get a higher band score if you used a various linking words. That various linking words use it namal samsarikkan, it won't sound natural. It will not come out naturally, and the examiner will know you're forcing them just to impress him or her. So try to be natural. Don't try to practice words that you can easily use it in your speaking examination. And if the examiner is going to change the questions, you will get stuck. So it's always better to be natural rather than copying, or rather than giving memorized answers. Okay, the next tip: linking words in speaking are used to aid the listener in understanding the spoken ideas and concepts better. So the listener, he or she will be your examiner. This linking words will aid or help the listener understand what your ideas and concepts you're going to say with these linking words better. Okay, அடுத்தது நோക്കാം. Linking words are used informally in IELTS speaking. As I mentioned before, writing is formal, but when it comes to the speaking part, ad informally namukku use your linking words. And the last tip: linking words are a part of the marking criteria of fluency and coherence. Fluency and coherence ilayirikkum ningalku judge cheyana, which accounts for 25% of your marking criteria. So each speaking, you all may know that there are 4 criteria, and linking and your connectors are coming under the fluency and coherence in dathirikkum varuna. So this accounts for 25% of your scores. Okay, now let's move over. So in conclusion, answering the exam questions appropriately, offering sufficient details, and displaying strong vocabulary and grammar are not the sole requirements for achieving a band 9 or a high score. Additionally, make sure that your thoughts flow naturally and that their connections are obvious. Organizing and clarifying your response by using a variety of suitable linking words can also help you highlight the logic in your reasoning. So as I mentioned, nalloru score kittananengi you have to be natural. Memorized answers, if you're going to give memorized answers, don't expect a good score, because the examiner will immediately come to know that you're giving memorized answers. So it's always good to be natural, and you can only become natural when you practice more. If one-to-one sessions, when you go to any academies or when you join any academy, one-to-one sessions with your trainers, right? That's when it happens, because immediately corrections nadkum. For example, if we're at Tiju's Academy, what do, especially for me or all my other trainers, what we do is, if speaking sessions, if there is any mistakes, we immediately stop the student and tell him or her to correct it. and then again start answering the question at the answer end. So what happens is the correction happens immediately, right? And you don't practice it in the wrong way, whether it's pronunciation, the linking words, or any other criteria that you get it. So make sure it has to come out naturally and you're not forcing it, right? And additionally, make sure that your thoughts flow naturally and there are connections. The connection that you're giving is obvious and as going in a flow, it's following it. നല്ലൊരു പാറ്റേണിൽ പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So these are some of the tips that I had prepared for you, and as I mentioned before, ishtambole tips on the ishtambole linking words and phrases on the. So practice and be better. So I'll see you next time. This is Mon Korean signing off from Tiju's Academy Tirula. Take care. Goodbye.